And now it's time to leave. This has been a blast. This is really a solid game. I recommend, if you like, especially older sort of Windows games, you know, it obviously was made by somebody else. By somebody else, I don't even know what that means. It was made by somebody who definitely loves video games and put a lot of work into this, you know. Did the work on their own, made by one person from what I understand, and it's great. Go play it. Well, you know what? It's that time. Because we are moving over to our Kusogr4nde match. Yeah, everybody, party, party, party. I know, it's been a good day. Let me just tell you. Because I don't know. Let's see. This week has been fantastic. I've had an absolute blast with Kusogr4nde throughout the week. That, and I feel like, I don't know, everything's just picking up and getting exciting. We're almost done with round 1. And really, what else do you need in your life? Bad video games, that is what life is all about. Thank you, by the way. I know that some people subbed during that, and I appreciate it. Always helps to keep me running a little bit longer, a little bit more reliable. Well, let's go ahead and jump into this. I don't want to spoil any time because, you know, the person who's choosing the game is me. Yeah, you wouldn't have guessed that based off of how much I had to disappear in order to plot on some stuff. But it is time for Jank, and it is time for bad video games. And in fact, a lot of you are going to remember what's coming up, because this is kind of a Kuso classic. We've got Home Alone today. Home Alone for the NES. A Bethesda game. If I've ever seen a Bethesda game. Home Alone, starring Macaulay Culkin as the child who dies a bunch. It was a terrible fate. I love this game, and I am super excited. Well, everybody kick back, because we're going to work on getting everything ready and set up. If there is a game master who wants to come join me as I talk through this wonderful, beautiful game, then feel free to do so. Other than that, I'll just keep getting things ready. So, if you don't know, Home Alone is not really one of those games that you try to go through. It's not a platformer, and in essence, all of it takes place in one location. However, the goal is to stay alive for 20 minutes without getting caught by the thieves. Now, the wet bandits are there causing havoc, mostly just running around trying to grab you. And so staying away from them for 20 minutes is a bit of an ordeal, but the players are going to be able to give it their best shot and see how long they can survive. I am allowing any playthrough to finish as long as it started before the 55-minute mark. Was it 50 or 55 minute? Let me see what I said in the chat. The wet bandits are after you. Okay, 55-minute mark. Yes, thank you, Mike. Oh. Wet bandits, they're gonna get you. Everybody in chat, wet bandits. Totally up in your grill. Oh, Red Queen, thank you for gifting the sub to our dear KM. Aw, that's so nice. That way he can oh no as well. Ah, no. That's my impression of Macaulay Culkin. It's not the best, but, you know. You work with what you got. I'm so excited. Like, I love this game. Genuinely, I love playing this game. This is a game from my childhood. And I don't know if Essentia played this, but I think she probably played a little bit of this back in the day. If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this was made by Bethesda. I don't think it was their first game, and it certainly wasn't their last. I just love that they made some of this shovelware back in the day. It's so good. No, as a matter of fact, Proton John just suggested adding this music to my playlist because it's so good. So kick back, enjoy some Robocop 3 as I continue to get ready for this next match, which is the first match. The next one, the first one, you know. Oh, I'm just looking at some of Gramora's settings right now. By the way, the 4 people who are playing first are Gramora, Starsaver, Zell, and Muck 1000. That's a lot of muck. You know, we're gonna have to clean up after this. Okay, we're just waiting for Starsaver to go live. Otherwise, everyone looks pretty dang good. They look set up.
Oh no.
Oh yes, Tristan.
Oh no.
Yeah. Look, you're gonna enjoy it. Have you played this game before?
No, I don't think I have. I've seen a lot of it. There was the stint where you were trying to complete it for a while, so I'm quite familiar with it, but I don't think I've played.
Okay. You know, I've beaten this. I have world record in this game because world record is exactly 19 minutes and 58 seconds, and unless you pause the game, you cannot beat it any slower, and you cannot beat it any faster. It's just 19 minutes and 58 seconds is how long it's gonna take.
Yeah, this has a tied world record across more people than a GoldenEye level, doesn't it?
I think so, yeah. I love it.
At least for this, you don't run around staring at the floor, though.
What I love... Yeah, that's true. What I love about this game is that everybody can get a world record. So go, if you want to be tied for the world record for Home Alone, go run this on console, and then you will have it yourself. Tristan, you should do that too. I think that we could make a case for this being the game with the most tied records. Come on, we need to get into the Guinness Book of World Records for this game. Come on, everybody.
Going for the meta records now? Records about records?
Yes.
Brosentia, is Star Saber streaming from a different channel than indicated on screen?
Yes,
Can
it
you
is
send me that?
Save Slots is the
Aha.
name there. Twitch.tv/Save Slots.
So we've got a premature oh no on one screen and the wrong game on another. It's a Kusogr4nde, man.
Yeah, well, it's okay. It's Captain Planet. It's a good game.
Now, when you say good,
Yeah, I don't know. It's something. Okay, I've
at
got
least
3.
it's something.
Yeah, it's something. Okay, checking right now with Zell to see if they are ready, because I will do the countdown as soon as they are. Okay, I see a Home Alone popping up. I like it. Oh, I like it. I'm doing the countdown right now in Discord. Please wish them the best of luck. Send your mojo their way because they will definitely need it. As soon as I see movement in the stage, I will start our timer. So this is not a typical match, just so everybody knows. And Grimora still has stuff over the screen. Grimora. Well,
We have transcended past mouse strats and into text strats.
oh no.
Well, that was fast.
Yeah, 1947 is the time to beat now. It's fine. So, for those who don't know, this is weird. Why doesn't it show Macaulay Culkin's face? It might be the version that we gave out, actually. Okay, unfortunately we don't have screaming Macaulay Culkin in the specific version that we gave out, but that's fine. Essentially, the game is the same. Here they are, running around trying to not get caught by the wet bandits. Did I give them a bootleg? I don't know.
Cadus, the clock is when they game over. It shows, like, the map, and at the very bottom left, there's, like, time remaining.
Yes. Now, the clock continues to tick down even while they are on the oh no screen. So, I've asked them to not spend more than 5 seconds on the oh no screen. If they do, then we have to factor that in and probably remove some time. Star Saver is down to 19 minutes and 33 seconds. Oh, Zell getting caught on the rope.
So has anyone actually ticked the clock down to 0 from the oh no screen? Do we know what happens?
I want to try that sometime. I haven't done it. So the goal is to essentially survive as long as possible, which right now, they haven't been surviving too long. It's not too surprising, though. This is Home Alone for the NES. So the general mechanics are you run around the house, you lay traps all over the place, and you run away from the wet bandits. Now, there are tons of traps, but as time goes on, depending on how many times the traps have been used, they will eventually disappear. Okay, Grimora is just trying to figure out where he can go. Unfortunately, getting surrounded by the wet bandits right there.
Yep, sandwiched. Not much you can do about that one, except don't end up in that situation to begin with, I guess.
Yeah. Now, stairs are kind of a little bit tricky to use in this game. Oh my gosh. Grimora. Okay, putting the light bulb down. I think the light bulbs get 4 or 5 uses before they disappear forever. What system is this on? This is on NES. And this is a game from my childhood. So right now, Star Saver is making their way upstairs. Honestly, I would either recommend running upstairs first or going into the basement first, which I'm not sure we've seen anybody go into the basement at this point.
I know the strategy you used when you were trying to get your world record of this was to grab a bunch of stuff and then hole up in the basement until one of them found you.
Yep. It worked pretty well. Okay.
Yeah, because if you go all the way to the left in the basement, there's only one direction the bandits can come from, and you can knock them down and run past them. Whereas practically anywhere else in the house, you can be approached from two directions.
Oh yeah. It's a good walk cycle. He looks like he's snapping the entire time. If you do things right as well, you can actually moonwalk. Oh, Zell unfortunately getting caught. Now Grimoire is trying to figure out if he can hide somewhere. He grabbed the TV, that's good. You definitely want to grab the TV and run around with that. It keeps them knocked down for a long time. Now, not only do items have a limited number of uses, but they also have different time periods that they keep people knocked out. Grimoire down to 19 minutes and 8 seconds for the personal best there. Oh boy. Zell down to 1933 for that specific attempt. It looks like Grimoire is snapping.
Looks like Grimoire's had a stream hiccup because mine stopped at a different place than yours.
Okay, I refreshed. It's going now. We're fine. Oh, nope. Alright, I'm going to move the sound over to one of our other players then, as Grimoire works on getting this working. Zell also volunteered audio, and we will listen to what they have to have going on here. Okay, it looks like Zell is going down into the basement. Basement, again, I think is the best place to hide for a while. If you are able to do that.
Yeah, so my experience from watching a couple of people try to finish this is that the bandits seem to just move around at random, and then within certain time intervals, they will just decide to home in on you like a homing missile. So you can kind of just hang out in the basement for a long time before they decide to come after you.
Yeah.
Also, I had a thought. It may not be a good thought, but I've had a thought. So this game is you're dropped in a hostile territory and you have to run around picking up equipment before someone finds and defeats you, right?
Yep. Essentially.
Right, and you have to survive in this area while your resources dwindle and these other characters are trying to chase you down.
Okay, so what are you saying?
Is this the first Battle Royale game?
It might be. Unfortunately, you can't kill them, so... Well, fortunately, unfortunately, you know, somewhere around there. Looks like Muck, by the way, is... yeah, doing pretty well hiding in the basement. Again, that was the strategy that I used in order to get through it. Zell is doing pretty okay right now, by the way. Grimoire, we're just waiting for the stream to get back up. Yeah, these are essentially the Mr. X. This is Resident Evil.
I guess you could call this literal survival horror. I mean, it's not very horrifying, but...
Oh, jeez. What is happening with Zell's stream?
That does not look correct.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm trying to figure things... I'm messaging people. You know what? Let's go ahead and turn Zell's audio down. And Muck also said that they're doing game audio, so let's see if this sounds good. Oh, that sounds great.
Welcome to Kusogr4nde.
Oh, we did not see the amount of time there, but Zell has gotten down to 16 minutes and 48 seconds. We're gonna get there. We're getting there, Tristan. It's okay.
Yeah. I mean, we're 8 minutes in, and someone's finished a quarter of the game, right?
Almost a quarter, yeah. It's not bad.
Yeah, someone in chat is saying that Muck had a 15 flat, effectively. I actually did not give this game. I'm just keeping Bersinchia company. It's his fault.
Thank you for keeping me company. I'm trying to see if we can get Grimora running, because the stream still appears dead for me. Ah, yeah, there's nothing like a Kusogr4nde where we run around and try to do tech support for multiple people at the same time.
It's fine, you know. It's not a Kusogr4nde match if something unexpected doesn't happen.
Oh yeah. Zell unfortunately placed the light bulb in a very poor position, and I think that's Marv, right? Yeah, Marv just dodged right around it.
The jukes.
Now, the players haven't really figured out, but the chandeliers are also an item that you can get. You have to stand over the chandelier and get it to, I think you push down an A and it'll drop. And they are particularly strong. They keep them knocked out more or less for a minute. Only a one-time use, but still completely worth getting.
So, on that note, what did you actually tell them about this game before they got into it? Anything?
What did I tell them? I told them survive as long as you can, and I gave them the manual, so there's that.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see what various GMs do when they hand games out, because I know Mike doesn't, likes just giving people no information. I bounce around, other GMs give the manual. It's always interesting.
Okay, Grimora is typing in chat right now. I think their internet went completely down. Oh,
they seem to be back up.
Okay, we get a lovely advertisement here about trains. We all love trains here. Trains are friends. Okay, Zell, moonwalking to victory. Nice. Yeah, so the best way that I've found, actually, to keep the wet bandits at bay is to just hide in the basement and put some objects there that will knock them down. Oh my gosh, Zell is trying to go up the ladder, but unfortunately, you cannot move all the way to the right. Or the stairs. You cannot move all the way to the right. You have to be a little bit to the left. It's very precise. And you can also go down the stairs like Zell right there. It's a little bit scary to go down the stairs there, though, because sometimes the wet bandits just pop through them for no good reason. I think it's some weird glitch. I don't know.
This game has glitches I never would have guessed.
I know, right? Oh my gosh. Good. I'm glad the people here aren't tolerating trains. That's what I like to hear. Zell. Now, what's interesting about this, as well, I don't think the players have figured it out, but if you stand in front of certain objects and push up, you'll actually hide behind them. And if you hold up, it's a lot harder for the wet bandits to find you. They eventually will, but honestly, it's a good way to keep them, especially if you're hiding in the basement, keep them from bothering you for a long time.
Zell had just busted out the sickest moonwalk, and I want to give him bonus points for that, which doesn't matter because this is a time-based game, so we can give him, 10,000 bonus.
Okay, all the bonus points for Zell. Good job. Oh yeah, this is a Bethesda game, so it has a few bugs.
And like a Bethesda game, it would probably be made better with mods.
You know what? I've never played a Bethesda game with mods on.
Depending on what mods you go for, it's a very variable experience.
I could imagine. I could imagine. Okay, I suppose everybody is learning moonwalking strats. Grimora going down to the basement. The thing is, I think that... Oh, luckily the Wet Bandits are being really stupid right now, so that's good.
Probably the most accurate and on-point thing about this game.
Okay. I'm glad that everybody has figured out how to go down to the basement. Basement is super important. The thing is, late game in this, when you're down to about 5 minutes left, you start running out of objects, even if you've gone to the basement. Oh, it looks like Muck might have figured out how to knock down the chandeliers. Honestly, you need to use every item that you can in this.
So, most people, the first time they play this, seem to gravitate toward the treehouse. But that's probably the worst place you could be, because not only can you be approached from two directions, but once you decide to go somewhere, you're kind of committed. You don't have anywhere else you can go if one of the Wet Bandits shows up while you're moving.
You're right, but at the same time, the Wet Bandits don't seem to go to the basement, or the treehouse quite as much as other areas. Now, putting items on stairs is a little bit risky, what Zell did there, and the reason is, occasionally you'll put them in an exact location where they'll be down there, but the Wet Bandits just will not be able to touch them. Ooh, Grimora down to an 1819. Zell, I believe that was a 1639, something like that. Star Saver getting a 1901 on that attempt.
Yeah, so what did Zell in there was they chose to run further into the basement after knocking both of the Wet Bandits down, and they got cornered. And something that may not be immediately obvious is the bandits actually move faster than you,
Yes.
so you gotta be on point with the trap.
If you do not have a trap and you just try to outrun them, you're doomed. Now, there are certain locations where they move exactly the same speed as you, and sometimes it's worth taking advantage of those, but honestly, you just need traps. If you're not holding an object, you're in trouble. One thing that I found useful as well is to not just recklessly use everything. Rather, pick up items and only use them when needed. And again, the reason is eventually they're going to be... They're eventually going to be destroyed, and towards late game, you need items, otherwise you're just gonna die.
It looks like this game is so jank it killed Grimora's stream again, unfortunately. Yeah, probably the one major downside about this is a competitive game is you can't tell how much time is left during a run. You have to wait until the run's over. But Muck seems to be on a pretty solid contention for a strong run here. Kind of holed up in the corner behind a couple of objects. They should be safe here as long as they move when... Oh, that's perfect. Except
Oh, no!
Marv caught up too fast.
Okay, Muck, what time do you have here? 11:03 is the time that they have there. That is huge.
That is quite easily first place right now.
Someone submitted this for SGDQ 2019. Maybe I should. Oh my gosh, Muck, I'm a little bit concerned. As soon as you hop out of the window, they're gonna get you. Yep. I told you!
I think when, who was it? I think Ness Cardinality was messing with this for a bit and had noted that going up the drainage pipe on the left side of the house is basically always a bad idea unless you have no other option.
Yeah, there are ways, by the way, to manipulate the AI. I'm not the biggest fan of doing that personally. Just because, I don't know, I like to actually win it and feel like I deserve it, you know?
Yeah, you want it to be a game of reactions and foresight and not just manipulating the AI to get stuck in a corner somewhere.
Exactly. I want to...
Completely understandable.
It's more exciting for me. I don't want to just sit in one place for 20 minutes. That's dumb.
As a software engineer, I can say I sit in one place for far more than 20 minutes, far more often than I should.
Yeah.
But yes, it is.
I mean, look at what I'm doing here. I'm commentating on Home Alone, okay?
I figure you just get up and do acrobatics during the matches.
Occasionally.
Or aerobics, I should say. Maybe acrobatics too, but that's more prone to injury.
Yeah, I'm not doing backflips or anything while doing these matches, you know? That's just not my style. It's not my thing. I don't think I could do a backflip, honestly. I would break my neck. Do I
Are you
moonwalk?
moonwalking during matches? Yeah.
Yeah, I can do a reasonable moonwalk. I'm not terrible at it.
So, Grimoire seems to be developing the strategy of just dropping all of the traps in the basement and then sitting down there, and I don't know if that's the right way to go, because don't they also eventually just disappear after sitting down there for a while? You also have
No.
the problem of the bandits just go through all of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Grimoire, for example, just had the black paint bucket disappear. Black paint bucket, for some reason, actually knocks them out for a decent amount of time, but at the same time, there's an issue with that. The main issue being, if you just have them chain through all the objects, it uses up one use every time they hit them. So I think early game it's fine, but late game you have to be thinking about conserving your items.
Yeah, if they had infinite charges, it may be a very valid strategy to just lay down a line of them and force the bandits to walk through them. But you're gonna run out probably around the 12-minute mark if you do that, if I had to guess. 15-minute.
At least about 15 minutes. That's when you start getting really low on items. By the way, if you enter the pause menu, you can actually see where all of the items are that you can use. That are still around, and you'll see when they die the flashing points throughout the house. Those are all the items that are left. You'll probably see if Grimoire gets to that screen, there will not be very many flashing things, because I think a lot of these items are just getting destroyed. Yep, the goal is last 20 minutes. If you do, the police arrive. Ooh, Star Saver got down to 1624. That's pretty good. Okay, Muck is hiding in the basement, which is a good choice. Now you can actually hold up in a couple locations in the basement to hide behind stuff.
What does that actually do? Because I've seen Kevin get yoinked out of hiding places by the bandits.
Yes, but sometimes they'll just run past you instead of actually grab you. It's not fail-safe. I think that AI has a little bit harder time detecting you if you're there, but I'm not sure. Is this a bootleg? No, it was made by Bethesda.
So, close to a bootleg, but not quite.
Justin's laughing. Yeah, essentially. An official bootleg. I love all the different types of wallpaper in this house, though. Can I just tell you?
The interior decorating leaves something to be desired. There's definitely no flow between rooms. You have like blue to green to blue checkerboard. The feng shui is all wrong too.
Yeah, what would you personally change when it comes to this decorating?
Well, considering that Kevin's house gets robbed like 3 or 4 times through the series, I would probably install Sentry Gun.
Okay, sentry gun, that's probably a good plan.
Yeah, you gotta be sure to put them in the right places and paint them the right color so it matches the decor. But
Okay.
otherwise, it's the new rage in 2019 is to have military hardware in your house.
Oh no! Zell put the tax down, but again on the steps, sometimes the wet bandits will just walk past stuff. And it robs Zell. 1456 for that time, though.
That's a decent showing.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
not bad at all.
Yeah, there is a speed run, like Carter said, a 7-way tie for first place.
Yeah, again, everybody come join us so that we can have the world record for the most ties for a speed run. Okay? Because I'm right there as well. 1958 is as fast as you can go. And that's just because I think it's the... Is it the frame rate, the hertz? However fast it runs. It runs just a little bit faster than...
Yeah, it runs at, I think, 60.01 frames a second, so
Something
as a result,
like that.
yeah, it's a little bit faster than 20 minutes because it's based on frame time.
Yep. $60.098. Yeah, that's what does it.
Yeah, actually, the very first game I did speedrunning of, I did it on an emulator that ran exactly 60 frames a second, and couldn't figure out how I was not able to match the world record time, even though I was using all the exact same strats. And I went and realized that I was losing a second every minute because of the frame timing difference.
It would be a second every 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why you have to survive for 20 minutes, but it's actually 1958. Losing that 1 second every 10 minutes. So you've got to play this on console if you want to get world record.
Well, I mean, BizHawk does it right now. I forget what I was using at the time, but it did a flat 60 vertical sync.
Okay. I'll have to remember that because I use the AVS, the HD Nintendo system, and I think it runs at flat 60 frames per second, so if there's ever a speedrun that's coming down to those seconds or frames even, I might just want to run it on the emulator.
Yeah, the AVS runs at a flat 60, I think, because it uses HDMI or can use HDMI.
Yep. Ooh, somebody got a 1232. Who was that?
Meanwhile, back to the match.
Yeah, sorry. Grimora
so
got a
bad about
1232. No, it's all good. I think Grimora moved up to second place.
Yeah, so Star and Zell have been running for a while. Someone in chat just pointed out. I haven't seen them die lately, so we'll need to see what times they have. Muck just went down.
It happens.
Oh, that was a quick one, 30 seconds.
Okay, Zell just run around snapping. Oh, you know, this is one of those games that no matter how good you get at it, it still is pretty stressful every once in a while because you can just be taking it careful, hiding, trying to make sure nobody comes and gets you. Nothing happens for about 2 minutes, and then suddenly, bam, both of the robbers show up, and you are in deep trouble. Like, there's no... There's plenty of calm time. Oh no, Zell got caught. That's 1651.
Okay. So what about Star Saver here? I haven't seen much out of them lately. I'm curious to see what this run is going to turn out to.
Yeah.
No, Muck just restarted. They had a 1930 about a minute ago, so this is a pretty fresh run for them.
Yes, it is. But Star Saver, I feel like Star Saver may be able to move into second or first place depending on how the rest of this run goes. Oh my gosh! Grimora, that wasn't a very long run, that's fine. This looks like a pain to score, that's why I choose it. That's not why, but it's good excuse.
You choose it because it's a pain in general.
I love this game. It's not a good game, but it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's valid.
Can you win or finish the game? Yes, you can. It's very tricky and essentially have to learn how to conserve items and such. The biggest thing that you want to do is whack the wet bandits as infrequently as possible. Grimora, by putting down tons of items in a row there, they're just going to run into them all and use up one use. Oh my gosh, look at all that. I love Grimora's strategy. It's a good thought, not going to pay off.
Conversely, if you watch Star Saver for a little bit, who's been in this run for a while, you'll see that they don't run across items anymore. They've used most of their items.
Yep.
And they don't regenerate. Once they're gone, they're gone. I actually haven't seen one that they could pick up in a good chunk of time, so their run may be winding down fairly soon.
There's a rock, but that rock is not very useful at all.
There's still the chandeliers, but I don't know if they're aware you can use those.
I don't think so. There aren't other levels? No. You only have one house. What, Macaulay Culkin wasn't that rich back in the day.
I don't think he's rich now.
I think Star Saver has 3 items. They aren't picking anything up. Ooh, the basement has a lot of items for Star Saver. That would be huge.
This is pretty strong then. If they can maneuver to actually use the items still available to them, this is going to be a really strong run.
I think Marv might hop outside. Yeah, and Harry's... I'm a little bit concerned.
Oh no!
I love the basement music. It's my favorite. It's so chill. Grimora getting a 1742. Now, Grimora has gotten down to 12 minutes left before, so not a personal best quite yet.
Star Saver, meanwhile, knocking down Marv near the treehouse. Don't know where Harry is at the moment, so he could show up. Oh, there he is. He's actually still in pretty good shape. It looks like Zell and Muck have both bought into basement strats pretty heavily, which is not a bad decision to make.
Oh no, I think basement strats are extremely helpful.
Star Saver seems to be running a circuit from the treehouse across to the house, down the stairs, and out the front yard. And it seems to be paying off pretty well.
I would say late game, that's a good idea. But early game, you would probably want to avoid that, you know, hide as much as possible. But since Star Saver has been alive for so long, that could end up being fantastic. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
Star Saver's caught!
Stuff.
949, I think that's a lead right there.
That is definitely a first place finish there. So you had said that as long as a run has been started by the hour mark, you're going to let them finish it.
By 55 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, because as we get later and later and the watermark moves up, it's going to get harder to get a run in that can take first place. So I think that's pretty fair.
Yep. Oh. I really... Oh, this reminds you of Where's Waldo? You know what? You're completely right, Cadus. It kinda does. I love this music so much. It's not bad, and honestly, there are a lot of things to fault for this game, i.e. the gameplay, as well as being unable to walk up and down stairs consistently. Like Star Saver is struggling a little bit. There we go. But at the same time, it's got a charm.
Has Gromora moved on from the basement trap spamming strat? It looks like maybe so. Or maybe not.
I don't know.
Now, with that said, we're saying the strategy isn't going to work in the long run, but they did throw up a 12-minute time at one point, so they're not doing terribly.
Oh yeah, Gromora is definitely still using the spam strat here. At least a little bit. Dodging. You know what? That worked. That's fine. What Gromora did right there. The difficult thing about this game is that it's hard to actually see when a trap is considered activated or inactive, because once they've been hit once, the Wet Bandits are not going to run into it again until you reset it. Which requires picking it up and then putting it down.
Yeah, indeed. And, of course, the active and inactive traps have the same graphic, which is a wonderful design decision.
Oh, yeah. So the same guy who programmed this actually programmed some of the versions of Dragon's Lair.
That seems incredibly fitting for some reason.
Now, I think they were actually the good ones.
I mean, if you look at what this game does, it does it pretty well. It's just what they decided to do may not have been the best decision.
You might be right. By the way, Cadis, you brought up Where's Waldo for NES, and the same person who designed Home Alone designed Where's Waldo. So
Muck is cornered.
Oh no, Muck. Yeah,
this is dicey.
The chandelier knocks them out for a long time, but
but
always...
they're afraid to try to run across because they could get up at any moment. They don't know exactly how long it knocks them down.
Oh yeah. I just love that Where's Waldo is linked to this. It's brilliant.
Alright, Muck has escaped from the end of the second floor hallway there. Let's see, a 1334 for Zell.
Oh, nice. Although Zell has gotten a better time. Thank you, by the way, Joey, for pointing out some of these. It's like I believe Zell has gotten down to 11 minutes or so, if I'm not mistaken. Wow. One of the people who worked on this, they actually did the audio. They also did audio for some of the Pajama Sam games. They're still doing audio for video games.
Well, it's good to see this didn't ruin their career.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the mark to beat is the 949 from Star Saver. And then we have an 1103, a 1232, and a 1334.
I feel like Zell got a better time than 1334 earlier on. But I'm not 100% sure. That's something that we'd need to go back and check. Yeah, Muck is doing a pretty good job this playthrough. I really dislike using the rock or the soap, though, which Muck did use because it's got such a low amount of time for the knockback. Every item, or the knockdown, it's like 2 seconds that they're down, and then they're right back up running after you. Like, honestly, it's almost useless.
Yeah, Q, if someone starts a run before the 55-minute mark, we're gonna let it finish no matter how long it takes. I mean, it can't take more than 20 minutes, so
Yep.
if we go over by a couple of minutes, it's fine.
I'm digging this. This is being a really fun match. Oh, you know what? The person who did the music for this did the music for Freddy Fish in the case of the missing kelp seeds, which we've actually seen. Oh, also that one, Inherit the Earth, Quest for the Orb, which...
Muck just scored an 830, by the way.
Wow.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay. 830, that's huge. Muck is in first.
Yeah, 829. I just round in my brain, but yeah. They had a pretty solid strategy going. They ended up getting caught in the front yard in the place where you know all you can do is run in front of the house, and they only had one trap, but they got sandwiched by both of the wet bandits.
Yeah, that makes sense. Honestly, I'm trying to think. Whenever I played this and was in the yard, I was terrified because I'm like, I'm going to get destroyed.
So it definitely seems like the strongest runs have decided on a strategy of running a lapse between the front yard, the tree house, and the top floor of the house. Because that's what Muck was doing when they got caught, and had been doing it for a little bit of time beforehand. It seems like a pretty solid strategy. Mix that in with basement strats when you think you can hide down there, and you have the makings of a pretty strong run.
Yeah, essentially that's the best way to do it if you're not manipulating AI. And manipulating AI is for nerds, okay?
Yeah, I'm one of those runners who doesn't go out of the way to find glitches and manips, and then, you know, I'll put down a time and it'll last for 2 years, and then someone will find a glitch, and then suddenly I'm in last place because I don't want to.
It's all good. The Genesis one, I believe, is a little bit of a platformer. And also, you have one house. I don't know, you're defending like multiple houses in that game instead of just yours. It's odd.
Is the Genesis one the one where you have to get a bunch of valuables and throw them in the vault?
No, that's also on the NES. There are 2 Home Alone games for the NES. Unfortunately. Hey, a Star Saver 1115, not enough to move back to first. Unfortunately, they're still in second with their 9-minute and change run that they had.
Oh, I remember which one the Genesis one is now. That's the one we actually had in a recent Kusogr4nde where someone got stuck under a car on their sled, and there's a clip. Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah, Faizu did that for sure. Is this game actually decent? I enjoy it, but it's not a good game. Is what I would say. It's incredibly
Well, if someone's gonna get
difficult.
stuck under a car, I'd rather it be a zombie.
Yeah, that was Zombie Faizu. Oh my gosh, Muck almost got out there, but didn't quite work. The stairs. Honestly, if you're having to deal with the wet bandits, then do not be anywhere near stairs. They will ruin you.
Yeah, this house showcases the stairs from Castlevania. If you're on them, you're in.
Yeah.
So it looks like both Star Saber and Muck throwing in some pretty short runs and resetting for another attempt.
That's fine. We've got... Let's see, we're just over 42 minutes. We still have about 13 minutes until they have to start a solid run.
Alright, Zell has a small army of traps in the basement and is just bouncing Marv back and forth between them, which is going to work for now, but that's going to cease to be workable pretty quick as the traps disappear. And one of them is the tar bucket, so, you know, that's a pretty valuable trap to lose.
Yeah, tar bucket is honestly the best, though. Or the best of the buckets, I'd say. I don't know, like, I'm thinking, my favorites are definitely the tar bucket, the spider, the TV, and the chandeliers in this game. Those are probably what I would try to conserve as much as possible. Least favorite would be the glasses in the kitchen and the soap. Light bulbs are meh, little toy cars are meh. The tacks are pretty good.
So, do you have somewhere, like, posted on game FAQs or something, just your Home Alone trap tier list, and there's this, like, 40-page discussion thread?
Oh, maybe I should, you know, one of these days. By the way, one interesting thing about the chandeliers, if you can hold up to 3 items. If you are holding 3 items, though, you cannot knock the chandeliers down. I don't know why, but you can't.
Yeah, so in a blind playthrough, it's extremely feasible that a player would just never realize that they could get those because the situation never aligned that they could pick them up.
Yeah, exactly. Over encumbrance penalties, I love it. Lupine. It's good. Oh my gosh, okay. Zell, by the way, is just trying to knock him down over and over again strat, which is not going to work.
Yeah, they have both of the bandits down there now, which is just going to double the speed at which the traps are worn out. And there's the stairs, and there's the catch. I mean, to be fair, it's not extremely intuitive what the right way to handle this is, because you can go a long time before you realize that the traps do eventually break.
I'd agree. I wonder... Oh yeah, Zell is just comboing Harry right here. Eventually that soap is going to disappear.
And eventually the other bandit's going to show up like that.
Yeah, it's... Like, in theory, it's a good idea, but in practice, no. Okay, the glasses, let's see. Zell used it. And again, it's like 3 or 4 seconds that the glasses will stay there. I bet... Oh, good. They're not coming down the stairs. They're not coming outside. That's good. By the way, when they pop from the house down into the basement, sometimes they can grab you if you're in the yard.
Good.
Because why not?
Excellent.
You know? Just I've had it happen at least once to me, and it's so dumb.
Alright, now, so that's an 1809 for Grimora. That's not going to be a personal best for them.
No, nowhere near. I feel... You know, here's one thing. I used to use the treehouse quite a bit in order to hide, but the most difficult thing about it is that with the rope, when you hop onto it, you actually freeze for about a second. And when you hop off of it, the same. It's very easy during those transitions for one of the wet bandits to get you. If you are using the treehouse to hide, the best thing is to move to the ladder rather than the rope.
Now, when you're on the rope, can you actually lay any traps?
No. You're useless when you're on the rope. That, and I think they move a little bit faster on the rope than you do. The ladder, you and the wet bandits actually move the same speed. So, if you are ever being chased and you opt to take the rope, you are doing it wrong.
Now, what if you're being chased by a dinosaur?
Well, I mean, I don't think dinosaurs can use ropes, especially the T-Rexes. They just got these little squat arms. Gotta flail them, they're not gonna get you. Oh, he's a cute little dinosaur. Okay, I'm just chilling a little bit, relaxing. By the way, we do have 2 more matches coming up today. The one that's coming up after this, I'm not going to spoil it too much. But it is going to be on a console we've had before, but not a very common console. How about that? And it's a bad game, yeah, how about that?
It is a game, it will be played, maybe. I actually have no idea what it is myself. Bro keeps us all in the dark. None of us have any idea what we're doing. Help? None.
It's okay, it's gonna be high quality, I promise. By the way, I will say one last spoiler, there is rhyming in the title. How about that?
Oh, mysterious.
Yeah. And I know people are going to be guessing.
So Zell just went down there, and they moved so fast I didn't see the time, but I'm going to assume it was not a personal best.
I don't think it was. Star Saver unfortunately ran out of items. 12:28, that was really good, but still, they managed to get down to what was it? He got down to a 9-minute, 8-minute.
9:28, I think it was.
9:28. Muck is still in the lead, having gotten down to the 8-minute and something. $9.49 for Star. Thank you, Cadus.
Yeah, Kate is doing the smart thing and actually writing this stuff down.
I do want to say, though, with this game, it only takes one good attempt. One good attempt, and then...
Yep, and we have 4.5 minutes, 4 minutes for our racers to start that good attempt. It's still up there for grabs.
Yep. Oh my gosh. Okay. So again, the goal is to survive as long as possible. The way that you win the game is surviving for 20 minutes. Star Saver got caught really quick. Not a huge deal, because we've still got time to start the good attempt.
Now, when the 55-minute mark comes, do you think it would be a valid strategy if you think you've used a bunch of traps on this current run to just reset and start a final?
I might. If it doesn't feel like it's going too well for me, I would probably just hit the reset and get started.
Grimoire is just hiding in the basement behind a couple of traps. This is a much stronger strategy than just filling the basement with stuff.
Oh yeah.
So we may see something out of it.
That's almost exactly what I would do. Okay, Zell plopping a light bulb and a paint bucket down in the yard. I think what he's going to do is just wait for Marv to start. Oh, I thought he was going to go grab the light bulb. Honestly, having a few items scattered through the yard is a good idea. Oh no.
Well, I think what happened there was they were waiting to see which way Harry was going to come from, which was actually a pretty solid move, I think, because Harry was nearby.
Yeah, that's not a bad move at all. I would say that as long as you have at least one item in your inventory, then you are relatively safe. The more items, the merrier, but as long as you have one, you can probably survive.
Grimoire's being pushed into the far left of the basement. I don't know how many traps are over here, so this may... Ooh.
Luckily, the tax.
Yep.
So it seems like when you move a good distance away from the AI, that generally means that they'll have a much harder time tracking you. So what I would do in the basement, for example, if one of them came and ran over and got hit by a trap, is that I would run past them and immediately drop one more. That way they're cornered there for longer, and it gives me more space to get distance between us. And usually those 2 traps are enough that they're going to lose me. Grimoire just put marbles right outside the window. That's a good strategy. But unfortunately, I don't think he knows about the chandelier still.
I have not seen a chandelier be used by them, no. But I miss things all the time.
I'm letting the players know, by the way, this is the last minute to get their final attempt started.
Okay, so this is probably going to be the final run for Star Saver because they just laid down a mid-16 and have started again.
I think so. Muck. Okay, we've got the 25 minutes left. I'm going to give... I'm going to give a 10-second grace period just because, you know, you never know 100% if they're completely synced up. So, 10-second grace period for starting the run. Okay. And here we go, 55 minutes. And everybody is locked in. This is their final run. Okay.
Ooh, exciting.
I know, right?
I know Muck's been going for a few minutes. I'm not entirely sure where everyone else is on the clock. We're just gonna have to see when they finish.
Grimoire, you're playing mind games with yourself. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is risky.
I think this is... Grimoire is unfortunately not going to be able to make it. This is...
Yep.
Grimoire is down.
Out of trap, stuck in the front yard. Not much you can do there. And their time for this run is
10:46. That's actually not bad.
Yeah. I think that may even be a PB for them.
I think so. How exactly are we gauging progress? Whoever gets the closest to surviving for 20 minutes is the victor. That is how we gauge progress. So Grimoire did manage to lock in 3rd place at this point, but depending on how the others do, Zell, Starsaver, and Muck, you know, especially Zell. Zell could potentially move up from last place.
But yeah, and just to clarify, Grimoire is done at this point. Their final run after the cutoff period ended. They're just doing whatever now.
Hey, you might as well, you know.
Zell's down. 12:35.
12:35. I don't think that's enough to move out of last place.
I don't believe so. No. So it is now down to Starsaver and. Starsaver down with 17-12.
17-12? Okay, that's locking in, I believe, 2nd place. Wow. I think we have the order determined. Muck is going to be taking the victory here, as a matter of fact. Let's see how Muck does with the last few minutes that we have. Because Muck is still on a solid attempt. I'll call time at the hour.
Yeah, I see no reason to stop this if it doesn't stop on its own by the hour mark. But yeah, this is a mess, but one heck of a good match.
Yeah, this is great, though. So, just so everybody knows, the results will be Muck coming in first, Starsaver second, Grimora third, and Zell in fourth. But what can Muck do with this last little attempt that we have here? Because if Muck actually finished the game, this would be tied for world record.
Yeah, I want to see if they manage to finish it entirely now, because I think they may have about 8 to 10 minutes left.
He might finish it, I don't know.
Oh, Muck paused, okay.
Oh, he used pauses? Well, yeah, that's not gonna help.
No 8-way tied world record, unfortunately.
Dang it.
Just being able to complete this in a 1-hour blind race would be pretty amazing.
That would be pretty significant, yeah. Well, just so everybody knows, no stakes are in this right now because we are just watching Muck to see how far they can make it in their final attempt here. You like steak? Well, good. I like steak. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how hungry I was. Ooh.
I know, I'm in the same boat.
Okay, here we go. The last 5 seconds, and then I'm calling it. Muck can still continue to play, but we have to move. Oh, come on. Time. But we do have to move and get ready for the next match because, oh my gosh, this was certainly a game.
This was a really good match, like I said, and this is certainly a game.
This was...
Faizu, please.
Yeah, even with the milliseconds off, look, I hit the button! It just didn't do it. Didn't stop the timer. Yeah, so Cadus is sharing the order. Muck takes the victory, comes in first, Starsaver in second, Grimora third, and Zell in fourth. You know what? Grimora and Zell have been around the community for quite a while. Muck and Starsaver are new here, and it's fantastic to see how they did. They absolutely destroyed this game. They did a great job.
Oh yeah, we have so many new people in the tournament this season, and some of them have just come forward with such strong performances in the first round. It's been really surprising. I know for my Oscar match, we had a newbie just completely dominate everything for that
I
round.
love it. Yeah, and essentially we had that happen here. It looks like everybody is chilling. Muck is just trying to survive. I wonder how Muck's gonna do. He might be able to get even more progress than the previous playthrough.
So I have a proposal. I know you use an overlay for announcing the next GM, but maybe we could just announce it while watching.
While just watching Muck? You know, I would be fine with that. So, you know, I'm not going to switch over to the other game announce. Let's go ahead and talk about the next coming GM. If Bangera would like to come and join us, that would be fantastic. Bangera! Hello!
Hello!
We're just enjoying some Home Alone